Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff grantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we're going to be taking a look at the Iron Heart IHJ-86-BLK jacket. Now, this disclaimer is going to be a little bit different than normal because I have worked with both Iron Heart in the past and Iron Shop Provisions. But I did pay for this jacket with my own money, and I bought it from Iron Shop Provisions this past November during their Black Friday sale. So while I have worked with both in the past, I'm not currently working with either for this jacket or this review, but there are still affiliate links in the description box down below. So if you are considering buying anything from Iron Heart or Iron Shop Provisions, please consider using those links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do get a small commission of that sale, kicked back to me, and all of that money goes back into the channel to help me produce more content so consumers can make informed purchasing decisions. So Iron Heart, they don't really need much of an introduction. If you know anything about selvage denim or heritage wear for that matter, you've at least heard of Iron Heart and you at least kind of know who they are. If you are brand new to selvage and you just stumbled upon this video, the Cliff's Notes version is Iron Heart is a Japanese company that most people know them for their denim, that be jackets or jeans. They do make much more than just selvage denim, but that is probably what they're best known for. They are generally high price, but they are very, very, very high quality items, which is the reason that when you try to find something, you almost can't because it's almost always out of stock. Iron Shop Provisions is a stockist located in Louisiana, USA. They have two locations, one in Lake Charles and one in New Orleans. It was started by a very nice gentleman named Josh, whom I had the pleasure with speaking to on the phone. Very nice, down-to-earth guy. He is a metal worker by trade, and he owned his own business and decided that he wanted to open up a menswear store in the front of his welding shop. He opened it up. It did really well. Now he has two locations. So this jacket, we'll start by trying to break down that style number a little bit. IHJ, Iron Heart Jacket. 86, just the style number for this particular jacket. It is a modified Type 3, meaning it is a little bit longer, and it has hand warmer pockets. BLK, black. Now this is a made to fade jacket, so this will eventually fade to a gray. This particular style has a black sulfur rope dyed warp and a black sulfur dipped weft. The warp being the outside of the jacket, the weft being the inside of the jacket. The easiest way to think about this is if you take your standard pair of blue jeans, the warp is the blue side, the weft is the white side. So basically they're telling you that the warp and the weft are dyed slightly differently. Now this is again a 14 ounce made to fade. So this will eventually fade to a gray color. Now the 14 ounce, people usually equate the ounce of the denim with the thickness of the denim. And that's usually the case. The higher the number, it's going to be thicker, but that's not necessary. That's not what it means. It means that it's 14 ounces. If they took a square yard of this denim and weighed it, it would weigh 14 ounces. Now, generally, the heavier it is, the thicker it's going to be. You may also see something like, usually it's unsanfordized, where it's 21 to 23, because once you wash it, it will shrink up. So now it's a little bit more dense. So if you took that same square yard, you weighed it pre-shrunk, it would weigh 21 ounce. Then you shrink it, take a square yard of that, it's going to weigh 23 because it shrank in and made it a little thicker. But the Iron Heart 14 ounce, and I've said this in the past with both my other jacket and my Iron Heart jeans that are both 14 ounces, they feel much, much heavier than a standard 14 ounce because these jeans that I just showed you as an example, these are a 14 ounce denim and these feel much thinner than the Iron Heart 14 ounce denim. So when you're getting Iron Heart, also know that generally if you're used to say 12.5 to 14 ounce denim, which is a good year-round denim, and Iron Heart 14 is certainly going to feel a little bit beefier than that standard 14 ounce that you might be used to with another brand. Now, another thing that you really need to be careful with and pay attention to is the size guides. I say this with all of my selvage denim videos. Always check the size guides. You never know what it's going to be from company to company and even within brand. So even though this is a 2X, It's not an American 2X. It doesn't fit like an American 2X. This fits me like a size large, like a US large would fit me. So I have enough room in here. I can still wear like a sweatshirt underneath. I actually had like a Shishiko shirt jacket on underneath this today because it was a little colder than I thought. So I threw that on as an extra layer. And then I threw this on as my outer layer. And I still had plenty of room. I was fine. Now, another point of note that is very important, Iron Heart and Iron Shop Provisions will measure the garment for you. So what I did, I knew I was looking for this jacket. I did not know if I wanted an extra large or a 2X. The size guides were a little bit different because Iron Heart has their own individual way of measuring things, and Iron Shop Provisions measure them just a little bit different. So there's a little bit difference in how the measurements that were listed on the website. So I emailed both Iron Heart, Iron Shop Provisions. Both of them were more than happy to go out and actually measure the stock they had. So I knew exactly what the measurements would be of the jackets. I ended up deciding that I was going to go with the Iron Shop Provisions 2X for two reasons, really, because it was in US and the jacket was also a little bit bigger at Iron Shop Provisions. They had like maybe a 1/4 inch bigger in the chest, maybe 1/2 inch bigger. So I decided that that was the size I wanted to go with. And because I knew it was going to be on sale, I ended up just waiting the 2 weeks, well, crossing my fingers and waiting the 2 weeks and hoping that it was still in stock, because Iron Heart has a tendency to sell out quickly. So my experience, if you see something in Iron Heart that you like, email them, the store or Iron Heart International, right away. Ask them to measure the garment in the size that you're looking at. And then if it fits you, buy it right away, because Iron Heart has a tendency to sell out and these things do not come back in stock quickly. So you may be waiting a long time to get that same jacket back in stock, or you may find yourself scouring the used market to find it. So trying to get your size dialed in, it's not that difficult. If you know what size you need, reach out to them. They will measure, and then you can confirm that with your own personal measurements. If you're not sure, grab a jacket that you like the way it fits. Grab a tailor's tape, because these will measure much, much better than a measuring tape. Measuring tape is going to be too stiff. This you can actually pull out along the garment, and you can actually completely measure the garment properly. So know your measurements. When you dial down the size you think, because you check the size guides, email them and ask them if they will measure the stock for you. More than likely, they will be more than happy to do so. So now that all that's out of the way, let's talk about the actual jacket. And I'll say I absolutely love this jacket. The reason I went down this whole rabbit hole of salvage denim was because I was trying to replace a black denim jacket that I got 10 years ago at least, if probably more, probably like 12 years ago at this point. And I wore it so much, I basically beat the hell out of it, and it looked really ratty. And I got into wax canvas because I was trying to replace that, and I fell in love with waxed. So I was searching for a black denim jacket. I bought a couple, and then I found wax canvas, and it just turned into this whole thing. And then I realized I never actually got another black denim jacket. I got one or two. I didn't really like them. I ended up selling them, moving them along. But I never replaced my original black denim jacket. So I did have my other Iron Heart in indigo, and you can really see the indigo. But you can see there's clearly a difference between the indigo and the black. Even though this is indigo and black, it's much darker than a standard indigo jacket. I wanted a black jacket. So Santa decided that he was going to allow me to buy myself a nice Christmas present this past year, and this is what I ended up getting. I found what I wanted. I did my research. I knew I wanted something to fade, because Iron Heart also makes a no fade black jacket, but I knew I wanted it to fade. I don't really have any fades going on now, but it's getting there. We will work on it. We will get it there eventually, but it fits great. And I'm going to go back to this, that Iron Shop Provisions was more than happy to measure the jacket for me to make sure I got the right fit. That's why I really liked dealing with, and the way I ultimately started working with Iron Shop Provisions, because they are just like super down to earth, super nice people. They're like, yeah, absolutely, we will go measure that jacket for you. And like the next day they had the measurements. I was thinking, okay, it's going to be like a couple days down the line. Like I woke up the next morning and I had an email with the measurements for both the large or extra large and the 2X in my email with a picture. So I knew exactly what I was getting. And then I just crossed my fingers and hoped that it would still be in stock. And it was, so I got super lucky. And now I think they might only have this jacket in a size small in stock on Iron Shop Provision site. So that goes back to the, if you find something you really like in Iron Heart, buy it right away, because it does not last long. Now let's talk about price point. This jacket costs $430 if you don't get it on sale. And really, there's only one time a year that you can get Iron Heart on sale, and it's usually Black Friday. This never goes on sale. Now, generally the cost of Japanese goods in America is quite high because of tariffs and trade agreements. You could probably go to Japan and get the same exact jacket for like $200, $250, so like basically half price. But if you're going to get it basically anywhere outside of Japan, unless you're in Canada, I think they have some pretty good trade agreements with Japan, Japanese denim is really expensive. But I think it's 100% worth the money. This is now my third piece from Iron Heart, the second of which I bought with my own money. Both of them were denim jackets, and I think I paid about the same price for my original one, and I did buy that one from Iron Heart International. But yeah, they're worth the money. One of the things that when I got into salvage denim was I saw the price tag, and I had sticker shock. I thought, I will never buy that. Why would I buy that? There are so many other brands that are so much more affordable. And don't get me wrong, I have plenty of those other brands, and they do put out a phenomenal product. One of my top 2 pairs of jeans right now is a fraction of the cost of my Iron Heart jeans, which is my other top 2 pair of jeans right now. But they're just such a quality product. Once you feel it, once you wear it for the very first time, you can tell that once you put it on and it's on your body, it just feels great. I know that this is something I'm going to have for the rest of my life, that if Hazel wants it, it's probably still, it might look a little ratty, which means it'll look better. It's going to look a little worn, we'll say, a little faded, broken in, but she could probably take the same jacket and wear it for another decade or two. And it's such a great quality product. You could tell that there's care, quality, and craftsmanship that went into making these, which is why even after I bought my first one, I came back and bought a second one. Do I need 2 trucker jackets, 2 Type 3 trucker jackets that are, let's face it, you can't tell the difference, but they are very, very similar. I did not need another jacket from the same exact company, but I knew from buying this one that the quality was so good that it was totally worth the money. That I took the plunge because I wanted another black denim jacket, and I wanted another Iron Heart denim. I wanted a black Iron Heart denim jacket. And I learned my lesson the hard way from guitars. If I didn't buy the guitar I wanted, I kept buying a similar guitar that was still less expensive than the one I really wanted, and then eventually I'd buy the one I really wanted, and I spent more money on all the others, and then I bought the real one anyway, and I just end up losing money in the long run. So I bit the bullet. I bought it on sale, so I did save some money. I got it for a good price, but it was still a very expensive jacket. So it was totally worth the money to me. I have no regrets about spending the money on the jacket on either. I don't really intend on selling that one, even though it doesn't quite fit right now. I tend on shrinking back down. So I plan on having both of these, and I will have these for the rest of my life. Like there's no way I'm going to burn through these jackets. They're going to just fade, wear, and look better. And if I get any holes, because this is high quality Japanese denim, these could be repaired and they continue to be worn and live on. So yes, there might be some initial sticker shock when you see the price of Iron Heart denim, but the further you get into denim, you see that they're not the only expensive company. And yes, there are plenty of good companies that are much, much less money. But eventually, if you stick with with salvage for long enough, you're going to end up spending, $200, $250, $300 on a pair of jeans or a jacket. And then maybe you can grab one on the aftermarket, and you're going to get lucky and get a nice killer deal on a good piece of denim. And maybe you're going to end up buying it brand new, and it's totally worth it either way. If you can find these on the secondhand market in your size, what you're looking for, snag it. It's going to last you forever, even if you buy it used. So don't get too sticker shocked. It's a buy once, cry once situation. It's totally worth the money. I mean, once you get into this hobby, if you will, it's all luxury purchases, really. So if you can afford it, if you're looking at it, I'd say get it. It's totally worth it. You're going to have it for decades. You're going to have these things forever. And if you get a hole, you can repair it because it is actually quality denim. It's not some throwaway off-the-shelf piece of denim from a big box store that's half elastic and it's just going to burn up and fall apart. And you can try to sew it, but you know what? That elastic's just going to keep pulling, and all of those repairs are just going to rip out again anyway. So if you're looking at it, get it, because it might not be there tomorrow, because Iron Heart does not last long. No matter what you're looking at, it sells out quickly. But yes, I am entirely content with my purchase. I'm very happy with the service that I got from both Iron Heart International and Iron Shop Provisions. Buying this jacket opened up the doorway to me to talk to Josh and get to know him and start working with them. And on top of that, even if I wasn't, I was a customer first, and they had phenomenal customer service. Again, I thought I was going to have to wait a couple of days to get the measurements. It was in my inbox the next day with pictures. Like, that's top-notch customer service. Not to say that Ironheart International was too slow. I think I waited like a day and a half from getting their answer, but like I was actually expecting, 2-3 days I'd have both emails coming at the same time. But I actually had to tell Iron Shop, like, hold on a minute, I didn't expect you to email me back with pictures the next day. I'm waiting on Ironheart to get back to me too, because I want to make sure I get the one that's going to be the best fit for me. They said, yeah, sure, not a problem, totally cool. So even though I wasn't sure if I was going to buy, at that point I still wasn't sure I was going to buy the jacket, I wanted to make sure I was going to get one that fit me. If I got it at Iron Shop Provisions on sale, that would have been amazing, but I wanted to ultimately get the jacket that fit me. I didn't just want to buy it because it was on sale. I wanted to buy it so it would fit me and I can have it for basically ever. And I thought that the Iron Shop Provisions one had a better size. They both measured for me. It had the closer to what I was looking for in size, and crossed my fingers and hoped that I can get it on sale. And I did, and I won. So it was one of the waiting games with Ironheart that I did win. So I'm happy. I waited out. I sweated it out, but I waited it out, and I got the jacket I wanted, and I'm totally content with it. So yes, I think Ironheart is worth the big price tag. You are getting a lot for that price tag. You're getting very high quality denim that is going to last you decades. You don't believe me? Look up Redline Rally, look up Indigo Invitational, look at some of the results. There's plenty of solid brands out there, but there's a couple of top 10 finishers that are wearing Ironheart in basically every year. And even though they look worn, they are still completely wearable garments. So with that, if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night.